You knew I was gonna check out this plugin.
Traptendo.
What is going on, guys? So today we're looking at 808 Studio Part 2, which is by Initial Audio. I've had the original version for quite a while now, and at the top right of the screen I will have an old review if you want to check out the older version of it. But if you do have the 808 Studio from the first time, then you will get this one for free 100%. So the link will be in the description box if you didn't purchase it, and it's on sale right now. So we're gonna check out some of the sounds. I'm gonna go and weigh in with my pros and cons. I definitely want to hear from you guys in the comment section, because a whole bunch of y'all guys like, I want to hear your hot take on this, and that's what we're gonna do. So let's hear a track that I made. Again, the link will be in the description box if you are interested in checking this out. There is a demo version available as well. So let me go ahead and play this track. Let's go. So what I want to do is go ahead and talk about some of the features of this while this is running right now. As you can see, the UI has changed a lot, and I do have the original version of this on here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up so you can see it. This is the original 808 Studio, and you can see it's changed dramatically. Even the company's name was Ignite VST at one time. Now they're Initial Audio, and yeah, like the UI has changed a lot. Like if I go back to the Initial Audio version, which is the recent version of this, you can see that they have changed the shape of the UI. Let me go ahead and let's go ahead and hear those presets. Give us volume. So this is actually a perfect preset to me to stop on. One thing I want to express in this review is that this is just not for 808s. That you get a different take on just bass altogether. So if you like to do any like West Coast, old school, or anything like that, funk related type stuff, this is pretty good for that as well. And a true testament to that is that the sample area allows you to do that. So yeah, and if for those who are curious, yes, you can save your presets and type in a name and choose whatever you want. So if I was just typing some jibber jabber, and you can save that and it will be right here. I don't know if you can delete it. No, you can't. You also can create banks too as well on the fly, and you can open up the folder and see where you have all your stuff in there, and you can also do favorites. One last thing, I definitely want to mention this right here, which is something that carried over from another really good plugin that they have, which is called Sector, and it's a sequencer. If you click on this part of a parameter right here, you'll start to see your sequencer, which is very akin to Sector again, and you can actually draw out your MIDI notes, and you can, you know, if you want to sequence 808s, you can do that. And I almost forgot, I'm going to go over here. You do have Lfos, and you have a gang of shapes that you can pick from. A gang of them. Like a whole gang of them. And you can assign them. So I think the strongest part of 808 Studio, if I was to compare it to any other 808 plugin is the fact that you can do modulation, which is a plus no matter what. There we go. So you can see that it's changed a lot. Like for instances here, different codes, you can tell that they used juice in this instance here, and it's pretty smooth. You can resize it on the fly, which is really good for anybody that has a screen that's like at a 1080p resolution or even 4K, and it's pretty high quality, because the screen that I'm looking at it right now is a 1080p screen, full HD, and it's at a refresh rate of 144 hertz. So you get pretty smooth motions here. And also I'm doing this in 60 frames per second just so you can see the smoothness of it. But just to start talking about like the inner workings of this, of course they have a sampler part where they have a whole bunch of samples. And yeah, you just go ahead and left click on it, or just click on your mouse or trackpad, and it'll pull up a whole bunch of sounds. You know, you have default 808s, basses, kicks, transient sounds, and whatnot. And you also have an oscillator section here. The oscillator module gives you a whole bunch of different waveforms that you can choose from. I bet that they're not like named or anything like that. There are a crap ton of them as I just scroll down here. Holy crap, it's a lot. Again, 2 oscillators, so there's a chance that you could do a little bit of frequency modulation, and that's pretty cool. Everything is controlled by octaves, so you don't have to worry about anything as far as like tuning your 808, because it's already going to be tuned to C by nature, due that they have mapped the keypads to a normal keyboard, and you will start off with a C octave, and you can choose the octave and the amount of volume that you get. You also have a main envelope, and let me go ahead and pull up like a bass part real quick. And I'm gonna go ahead and solo the bass here so we can actually hear the 808. I believe I made this from scratch here, and yeah, it does have presets as well. I'm just gonna go and just talk about the different modules that it has. You have a mod envelope 1, a mod envelope 2. These can be used to map them to different parameters. As you can see, the destination, this is going into the sample gain, so therefore that you can get a quick snap of your kick and oscillator gain as well. So they're just using that as more amplitude options in this patch here. And I don't know why I say they, and but anyway, so you have a filter section as well. You have different filters. If I click on it though, there's nothing that will pull it up, so I guess by default this filter section is a low pass filter. And I'll mess with the rest of this. Drive. So it's pretty responsive. Yeah, so it's pretty good. You have also your Overdrive Distortion, and keep in mind that you can move these modules, reorder them rather, and you can choose whatever you want your order to be with this, which is good. I mean, I think that's a very flexible way to get different kinds of 808s, so I commend them on that choice. So yeah, you have Overdrive, and let's go ahead with Distortion here. So you can get some pretty nasty 808s. You also have a compressor where you can you know, choose to squeeze the 808, and you can see what's going on in the master over here, which is good because it's pretty decent visually. It doesn't have anything as far as like numbers or anything like that, but you can imagine that it would be fair. You have an EQ as well, so you can kind of zero in on what part of the frequency you want. So yeah, that's good. Chorus, of course, I don't know why they always choose chorus, but I'm gonna just let you hear it. Not my cup of tea. Filter, You have another filter section here. Of course, this one, you have a choice between a high pass or a low pass. And you can combine them. And it's really useful because if you are trying to create an 808 and you have a specific sound that you're trying to go for, then it's very useful for the fact that you can get rid of those lower frequency contents that are going to be unnecessary in your mix anyways. So you get a pretty good, like, organic 808 that doesn't take over or muddy the track there. You also have Portamento. Let me go ahead and turn that on. And that's gonna be affected by slide. You can choose the slide octave. Which is pretty cool. It's pretty unique. And then you have the curve, of course. And then you have side chaining. And what the side chaining does basically is it side chains to kick into your sub oscillator or your oscillator frequencies and basically pushes away them so you can hear the kick more prominent. Trying to see if oh, okay. So as you can hear it now, you can see the reduction too as well. So tell me how you feel about this. I definitely think this is a step above the original version. I know a lot of you guys are going to want me to compare it to Sublab, and I will definitely do a video doing a comparison on that. I think you guys would enjoy that. And I really like some of the features, some of the pros. Of course, it does a lot of cool things when it comes to 808 bass. And also, I really like the fact that it has 2 oscillators and that there is a potential of FM synthesis in there, even though it's not directly FM synthesis. You can do some type of frequency modulation, given all its features. And that's really good because frequency modulated 808s sound damn good. Cons, I definitely would like to see a little bit more from this software, like being able to I don't know, export your 808 like after you're done. I think a lot of kick or 808 plugins now do that, and I think it's time for them to adapt that type of mantra, but you know, that could be done in a further update. But that's my only con really for it. I think everything else works out really nice. So do I give this the stamp of approval? Yes, man. Yes.